Hi, welcome back to the series of probable multibaggers. This is CA Shanchlia, and I have got for you a new stock this week, and the name of the stock is Gujarat Sidhee Cement Limited. See, it is very well placed in front of your screen. Gujarat Sidhee Cement Limited. The current price of the stock is 34 rupees and 20 paise. So recently on Friday, the stock had a up move of about 6.5%. So let's first go to the tickertip.com and have some basic idea about the stock. Then I'll move you to the moneycontrol.com wherein we'll see the technical review which is given by the moneycontrol.com. And then I take you to the chart of the stock where I'll show you why this stock is more interesting to me. Okay, so let's start. Gujarat Sidhee Cement Limited. The company is in manufacturing of cement. It is a small cap stock with a market cap of 301 crore rupees, and there's a moderate risk in the stock which says it is 2.15 beta. Now, coming to the investment checklist of the tickertape.com, it says intrinsic value. Current price is less than the intrinsic value. Very well said. They have their own method to calculate the intrinsic value, but yes, we can find it out from the financials of the company that the current market price of the stock is trading below the intrinsic value of the company. Returns versus FD rate. Stock has not been able to generate better returns on equity than bank FD. Then goes for the dividend return. Stock doesn't offer attractive dividend returns. See, the sector itself is not giving the good dividend returns in this for such stocks, so not a big issue at this point. Entry point, good time to consider as stock is not in overbought zone. So we'll have a look at some points on the chart when we go to the technical chart of the stock. So what shall be your entry point, what are the support level, and what are the immediate resistance to the stock. No red flags. Stock is not in ASM and GSM list. Not a lot of promoters holding is pledged, and default probability is low. So this is what the tickertip.com says. Coming to the key metrics, PE ratio of the stock. The PE ratio of the stock is 6.65, whereas the sector PE stands around 23.05. So there's a upside of a good upside for the PE ratio in the stock. Again, coming to the PB ratio, the PB ratio of the stock is 0.79, whereas the sector PB is 2.09. Dividend yield is 2.92%, whereas the sector dividend yield is 1.35%. As said earlier, the entire sector doesn't give the attractive dividend yield. Then there are some other things. Let's not go into some details on this side. Let's move on to the another side, which is the moneycontrol.com. And here we can see this is the last price which was trading on Friday. We see there's a huge spurt in the volume. There is 5 days average, this is 10 days average, and this is 30 days average. So the average volume has been overpassed by the stock on Friday. And coming down to the technical ratings as per the moneycontrol.com, as you see on the daily basis, the moneycontrol.com technical rating says the stock is very bullish. Let's go to the weekly, and it says again the stock is very bullish. Again, let's go to the monthly, and it says the stock is very bullish. So there are a lot of technical indicators, mixing them all and coming to a conclusion. The overall rating, the final rating, is given by this type of analysis over here. Coming to the valuations part, the market cap of the stock is 300 crores. PE ratio is 8.91 as seen earlier. The book value of the stock is 46.95. The current price at which stock is trading is 34.15. Dividend percentage, that is 10%. Face value of the stock is 10, so dividend is 1 rupee. Market lot is 1. Industry P is quite high, it is 29.08. EPS is 3.84. PC, price book value, dividend yield, face value, and deliveries. So deliveries, you see, it is somewhere around the same range which happens over the period of the time, but the volume has increased a lot. Still, we see a delivery percentage to be intact. Then these are some comments. And we go ahead to the some ratios. So very important ratio to me, which I see in each and every stock, is the leverage ratio. As we can see in March 2020, debt equity ratio is 0.10. So there's no huge debt on the company, or very little debt, a small amount of debt on the company, and interest coverage ratio is 11 times. So nothing of concern on the part of debt in this company. Then we'll move to financials. Let's go to the income statement and see the annual statements. See, from March 16 to March 20, there are some figures given over here. So as we can see, the sales is in an increasing trend, except for the March 17. Otherwise, the sales is an increasing trend. And the very important point, the net profit. So there was a loss of 8 crores, then 33 crores loss. A company came into a profit of 38 crores, a turnaround, a major turnaround from the company in March 2018. Then we see a loss of 5 crores in March 19. But again, we see this highest profit, in this years given over here. The company has recorded a net profit of 44 crores in March 2020. So there's a major turnaround coming in the company, and we can see those on the charts also, as there's a lot of volume attraction in this company. Let's go to the charts now, and this is the weekly chart. I'll go to a monthly chart. Okay, fine. So there's a monthly chart on your screen now, and already I've drawn some levels for the stock so that we save our time. So this is the chart of Gujarat Sidhee Cement Limited. I use investing.com website for chart analysis, and this is a monthly chart. See, again, reminding you, as said in my earlier videos also, well, always when I look at the monthly chart, my intention is to hold stock for around somewhere 6 months to 1 year, and I look for a long-term investment in stocks when I look at monthly charts. So this is the monthly chart of Gujarat Sidhee Cement Limited, GSCL, which is commonly known as. So the stock came around in the year of 1995, February, and then there was a downtrend, the side zone of the stock, and the stock passed this level of 37 over here in the month of December 2004. And since then, we saw there was a great rally in the stock, and the stock moved up to the level of 175. After which we saw a great downfall in the stock. The stock kept on falling down. This was a downtrend zone for the stock, which then the stock found its support around the level of 30 over here in 2012. Again some up move, then a down move, then stock started a sideways zone. Now importantly considering is, since 2014 August, the stock is in a sideways zone, which means the upper level for the stock stands to be 42 and the lower level for the stock stands to be 20. So the stock was moving in a sideways zone, 20 40 20 40 20 40, and the same thing kept on continuing till August 2018. So this was a sideways zone for the stock, and this sideways zone was then break down, and the stock went to the down level of 15 rupees. Now, considering very importantly, from here 15 again stock started an upward movement, and you can see this is a huge bar over here. This is the monthly volume bar, which says beating almost 18 and 19 volume. So there was a great volume in the stock, but surprisingly, and everyone of us has faced this COVID, and the stock again went down to the level of 15. So this 15, the level of 15 is the very crucial level for the stock. Never seen in its history going below the level of 15. The 15 is a major support for the stock. But see, as from the current market price, which is stands around 34, and looking to the support level of 15, it is almost more than 50% downside. So obviously we are not going to take the same as a stop loss level. So let's analyze what's happening now. So now from this 15, after this February month, the stock moved upwards, consecutive 3 upward moves in 3 months, and the stock went to the level of 33. Then there was a bit correction, forming dojis in the 3 months, and the stock came down to the level of 27. Again, from this 27, now the stock has rebounded and come to the level of 34. Important. See, okay, one more disclaimer. I am holding the stock. I bought it recently on last Friday. So this is my disclaimer to all of you. Also, one more disclaimer. I am not a SEBI registered analyst. I just share my views and my observations, which I feel about the stocks and the stocks which looks attractive to me. So again, coming back to our analysis. So now the stock is trading at the level of 34, 27. 27, this level has been always a crucial support for the stock when it was in a sideways zone, and the next immediate support was 20. So 27 could be a good support for the stock. So I have marked 27 or 26 as a level wherein before which I'm not going to exit out of the stock, and I bought position as said earlier. Now stock is standing at 34, the very immediate resistance to the stock. So what is the immediate target of the stock? The immediate target stands around the level of 40. As seen, there was a great consolidation here since 2014 to the mid of 2018. So this upper level of this consolidation will act as a major resistance for the stock, which is somewhere around 40 to 42. So the first immediate resistance from this 34 level will be 40 or 42. The immediate support is around 27, which will be my support zone. If stock goes below this, I will move out of the stock. After it crosses this level of 41, 42, the immediate target is 60. So, even if someone catches the stocks after the level of 40, you get an upside of 50%. So next target will be 60. If if it crosses 60 precisely and with a strength, the next target we can see is 80. So from 40 to 80, 100%, 60 to 80, again, a good gain of around 30, 35%. Moving ahead, this would be a great resistance over here. Again, once stock crosses by this level of 80 over a long period of time, this is not going to come in a day or two. This needs over a good period of time, almost 6 to 7 months. And then if stock crosses this level of 80, the next target, which we can see on our screen, is 112. So 112, the expected target over the period of 1 year, 1.5 year maybe, but it is almost 3 times to 4 times from this level. So suppose if someone brings the stock at the current level and you expect a target over here, it is 217% gain. See, this is not a small gain, it is a big gain, but you'll have to wait for a long period of time with a strict stop loss levels of 27, 26, whatever you feel better and as per your capacity. So this was talking about the monthly chart. Talking about the volumes have been quite very low since 2018. There was a volume spurt in 2020, initial January, then we had a downfall, and then you see some spikes coming in the stock. So there says there's a interest building up in this script. More in more detail to understand the volume of the stock, let's go to the weekly chart. So now we have come to the weekly chart of the stock, and see, this is the starting of 2020 and then it's 2021 over here. So in mid time, you see, before, since 2018, there were no such volumes seen in the stock. And just look at this big bars, big tars over here. So there's a huge volume building up in the stock compared to the previous periods. So huge volume building up, good delivery percentage happening in the stock. Also, the stock looks very good on monthly chart as well as weekly chart. Weekly chart also, you can see over here, there was a consolidation. There was a consolidation going on the stock from the month of June and till this October. And now I think this level is going to be crossed. And once this level gets crossed 36, the immediate target would be 41. And then as spoke earlier. So this is all the very interesting facts happening in the stock, which makes this stock very interesting to me. Also, I'll take you to one of the websites, that is stockage.com, which I also took you in the previous video of mine, which was about Jindal Stainless. And here you can see the delivery quantity and traded quantity. So the dark blue color says the delivery quantity, whereas light blue color stands for the traded quantity. As we can see, there were no big bars. It was on 5th October. Then the stock went. There was no big bars. And suddenly you see on the 23rd of October, that is the last Friday, there was a big spike in the volume of the stock. And also what was the traded quantity for before became the delivery quantity for the stock. So quite an interesting stock. A long-term holding stock with a perspective of investing, and the cement sector also looks pretty good. Hopefully government brings some liquidity in the market and give a boost to the construction sector, which construction and infra sector, so that the stock gains a lot in the coming future. That's all from my side. Feel free to ask me any of your queries about the stock. You can text me, you can DM me, or also you can put into comment down below. Thank you so much.